Peninsula's.
Andrew, we've got a flip. For a while now, it seemed, and on election night, it seemed as though the Liberals had won the riding of Terra Nova, the Peninsulas, but within the last half hour, the results came down from the recount, and Elections Canada has announced that Conservative Jonathan Rowe is the new MP in that riding. So constituents of that riding, meet your new MP, Jonathan Rowe. The interesting thing here is that on election day, Liberal candidate Anthony Germain won the riding by a total of 12 votes, which triggered the re-election because it falls within the threshold of needing a recount, excuse me.
All right, everybody, we got some great news. So a lot of people were worried about the fact that they were going to keep doing recounts until the Liberals get their majority. Well, the Elections Canada today confirms that Jonathan Rowe is the new MP in the Newfoundland riding of Terra Nova, the Peninsula, which was previously held by a Liberal, but they did a recount, and the Conservatives won. So they flipped the seat. Let's have a look at this, and then we'll talk about it after. And I also have another piece of good news.
Mark Carcasole joins me now with more. So what is the result in Terra Nova, the Peninsulas?
Andrew, we've got a flip. For a while now, it seemed, and on election night, it seemed as though the Liberals had won the riding of Terra Nova, the Peninsulas, but within the last half hour, the results came down from the recount, and Elections Canada has announced that Conservative Jonathan Rowe is the new MP in that riding. So constituents of that riding, meet your new MP, Jonathan Rowe. The interesting thing here is that on election day, Liberal candidate Anthony Germain won the riding by a total of 12 votes, which triggered the re-election because it falls within the threshold of needing a recount, excuse me, because it was so close. And now, today, they have announced that Jonathan Rowe has actually beaten Anthony Germain by 12 votes. So 12 votes either way, but it looks as though the Conservatives are now running things in that riding. That, again, just coming down a short while ago. Now, this is a recount that was scheduled to only take about 2-3 days. It took close to 2 weeks, Andrew. There were several delays. There were a lot of seemingly spoiled ballots, or at least ballots that were rendered invalid. Those ballots...
So the thing is, as well, is that they had a lot of... Like, what they do is when they do the recounts, they have parties from all sides there. So when they do the recount, as far as I understand, the Conservatives and the Liberals would both, like the candidate or the person who was there representing each party, would look at the ballots, and if they both agreed that the ballots were okay, they would get counted, and if they both, or if one of them disagreed, it would have to go to a judge, and then the judge had to count, I think it was over 1,000 ballots. So there was definitely a delay. I know people are suspicious of that, but looks like it's good news for us so far.
If you can make out who they're trying to vote for, if both parties agree to it, they can be counted in a recount, and so that had to be the case. There was over 1,000 of those. There was also delays in the town of Marystown, Newfoundland. There were water shutoff issues there, and that sort of delayed things for a little bit too. But as far as we know, the recount is done. Elections Canada confirms Jonathan Rowe is the new MP in the Newfoundland riding of Terra Nova, the Peninsulas. We got another result earlier this morning in the Ontario riding of Windsor-Tecumseh Lakeshore.
And here's the other piece of good news. So we got them down to 170, and now, as of last night, and today after the official remarks by Elections Canada stating that not only did they win the Newfoundland riding, they held to the Windsor riding as well. The Windsor-Tecumseh riding, I believe it is. And Kathy Borelli, she won this by 4 votes. So she was winning by 77, I believe it was, and they did the recount. She still won by 4. So it was very close, but we've held Windsor, and we flipped Newfoundland, Terra Nova. So here's a little bit more information on the Windsor-Tecumseh riding. So, I mean, you look at how close it was. Oh, this is the... Sorry. Yeah, so the Conservatives hold on to a 4-vote win after judicial recount in Windsor-Tecumseh Lakeshore riding. From the preliminary recount, Liberals added 418 new votes, and the Conservatives added 189 new votes, while 119 new votes found and hundreds rejected. The Green Party lost 331 votes after recount. This level of screw-up makes no sense. I mean, that is kind of true. I mean, that is kind of a big blunder. But either way, we got some really good news, and this is official now. They've done the recounts. So the Conservatives did hold off a Liberal majority, albeit very, very, very narrowly. Right? I mean, by 4 votes here. And there was other, I mean, the Terrebonne riding in Quebec was one vote. I think they're going to take that one to court. But if you ever meet someone from now on who says their vote doesn't count or, oh, it doesn't matter, it matters. Trust me, it matters. Because even in the riding I'm in, Hamilton Centre, the Conservatives got second place in a heavy NDP riding. The NDP came in third. And I guarantee you there are people who live in this riding who thought, nah, I'm not going to vote Conservative. I mean, I want them to win, but they'll never win this riding. They weren't that far away from it. The Conservatives are almost always in third place in this riding, and they got to second. By the time we have a next election, this riding could flip blue for the first time, and I don't even know how long, if ever. But either way, we held Windsor, and we flipped the Newfoundland riding, the Peninsula, and the Terrebonne one's probably going to court. So right now, as it stands, the Liberals have 169. And there's no possibility of a majority. So, again, this is probably one of the best days that the Conservatives have had in roughly a month since the election happened. This does mean that the Liberals are going to be held accountable. Because if they screw up too badly, we're going to be going to another election. And again, you know, a lot of people are thinking, well, hey, when Mark Carney tables the budget this fall or winter, maybe it gets voted down and we have an election. I don't think it'll happen that quickly just because the NDP is not going to be ready. Even if they rise a little bit more in the poll, like I think they're at 8 points right now. If they move up to 10 or 12, they're still going to want a little bit more time. I think they're going to wait until they hit somewhere between 15 and 20%, probably closer to 20%, but they also need to find a way to get some funding. So we'll see how that happens, or we'll see how that goes rather. And yeah, so either way, today, pretty good day to be a Conservative. It hasn't been very good lately, but today's a step in the right direction. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How happy are you about this news? The Liberals officially will not get a majority. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.